Alright, welcome back. In this section, we're going to be treating what hosting is. And hosting is just simply your space that allows you to save your web files, your internet, pages, and actually build your website. Your domain is just simply the name that your website bears, while your hosting is actually the platform on which you build your website. So think of the internet as real estate. Internet is real estate, and your ability to have a domain and hosting plan gives you your own piece of land on the internet real estate. So just like any piece of land, you have to renew it or purchase it for a one-time fee. But in case of hosting and domain, you renew them on a yearly basis. So that being said, I'm going to be recommending 2 foreign service providers and 2 Nigerian service providers that you can purchase your domain and hosting from. As usual, please try as much as possible to stay away from GoDaddy and HostGator for your convenience. So straight up, we'll be going to the first one I'm going to be recommending, and it's Namecheap also. Kindly bear in mind that I recommend that if you are designing a website for a foreign client, you use foreign service providers. In most cases, most of the clients that you are going to be coming across who are foreign already have their domain name and hosting plans. But in case they don't, it's actually your responsibility to recommend the very best for them. Now, if you are designing a website for a Nigerian client, I also recommend you use a foreign hosting service. However, if you discover that your client doesn't really have a very large budget, you can go for a Nigerian service provider. The reason why I say go for a foreign service provider is because of the fact that most Nigerian service providers get their services from foreign hosting companies. So they are actually called resellers. That's what they do. So they don't own the service fully, and some of the time you can be prone to having downtime with them, unlike having a reliable foreign service. So if you click on, we are on Namecheap right now. If you click on hosting, shared hosting, that is the type of hosting you will need for your website, shared hosting. If you click on shared hosting, you'll be seeing several plans that you can use to design and build your website. You can see they have different plans here: Value, Professional, Ultimate, and Business SSD. So you can see the features that come with this particular hosting service. So it's always important that your hosting service comes with a cPanel, which is the control panel. This is very, very important. You must always make sure that any hosting plan you buy comes with its own cPanel. So that being said, let's check out another service provider, which I'm going to call Bluehost, and another one that I'm going to call SiteGround. You can see Bluehost. They also have hosting services that you can use. So as you can see, this is Bluehost, and you can also get your shared hosting services from them at a particular cost. If you click on shared hosting, you can see the list of different plans that they have for you, and you can check out the one that would be best for the kind of website that you're going to be building. Now let us check another one, which is called SiteGround.com. I like SiteGround because their customer care is also fantastic, but more because of the fact that with them you can have a much more specific idea of the kind of hosting that you should use for your website. As you can see, they have about 3 different plans: Startup, Grow Big, Go Geek, and you can see the different costs. What is very important for you to note is that the kind of website that you are going to be developing or designing is going to determine the kind of hosting plan that you are going to go for. Hosting companies are very, very helpful in the sense that for each of their plans, they will always describe the features that come with each plan in very great detail. So all you need to do is just go through those plans to understand what they are all good for. For instance, you can see the startup plan at $3.95. That's about $4 a month. 4 times 12, that's about $48 a year. You can see it says that it gives you all essential hosting features you need to accommodate a just getting started website or an average size blog or personal or business website. What does this mean? It tells us that the startup plan is great for blogs, personal sites, or small business sites. startups. You understand? You don't use it for heavy sites or sites that require a lot of traffic or disk space. Now you can see the Grow Big. It's actually in tune for more bigger websites. You can use it for heavily traffic websites or multiple average websites. You can see the Go Geek also is also great for average size e-commerce websites. So the hosting companies already have an outline, and they will explain the features for you so that the best hosting plan to go for, depending on the kind of business that you are setting up your website for. Now, that being said, let's evaluate the Nigerian service providers for our hosting and domain. The first one I'll recommend is Hugohost. You can just check out hugohost.com. And the next one I'm going to recommend is smartwebnigeria.com. I've used all these hosting companies and all these domain companies that I'm telling you about. I have accounts with them, and I've also recommended them for clients too. So as of this particular present time we are in 2017, they are working fine, and you can always check them out. Hugohost is a Nigerian service provider based in Lagos. You can get domain services from them. You can also get hosting services from them, so shared hosting. So if you want a plan with them, just type in your domain name and just get started. Just like other sites, they will debit your card, or you can pay via a bank transfer. So the next one we'll be evaluating is the SmartWeb company. SmartWeb is also based in Nigeria. They are actually based in Plateau State, and they work fine. You can get your .com from as low as 4,000 naira a year. They also have good shared hosting services. But like I told you earlier, both of them get their services from foreign service provider. So it wouldn't be my first choice to use a Nigerian service provider, except I'm working with a client who doesn't have a very high budget. Now, a word of caution before I close this section. As a developer, it is your responsibility to make sure that you adhere to the ethics of the profession. And one of those ethics of the profession is never to hold on to your client's web hosting or domain account. Even if a client is not tech savvy and he doesn't know the first thing about what a domain name or a hosting plan is all about, it is your duty to tell them that, give me an email address and I'm going to register your domain name and your hosting plan with you. So never you open a hosting plan or a domain plan using your own email address, because the company always asks for your email. One of the reasons why it's not good is because of the fact that if your client is not really a honest person, your domain registration details can always be traced back to you and you'll be held responsible. And then secondly, it's not ethical, because if you and your clients have a dispute in the future, most unethical web developers use that opportunity to hold their clients to ransom. So it's really not just ethical. If your client is not tech savvy, create an email address with Gmail, use it to open the domain and the hosting services, and then send him the details. Send him the details of the email, send him the details of the accounts, of the domain and the hosting accounts. So when you do this, actually it helps your business to grow, because you are regarded as a very reliable and trustworthy person, and people will be able to recommend you to others. So I hope you understood everything that was discussed in this section, and thank you for watching. My name is George Obiazuwike, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.